Jamaica pledges $100,000 each to Dominica and Antigua and Barbuda, welcomes $30 million technology park, and gives more Jamaicans the key to their own homes. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Lorraine Mendez. 120 members of the Jamaica Defence Force's Disaster Assistance Response Team DART are now in Dominica, assisting with the country's recovery from Hurricane Maria. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says DART was deployed on Tuesday and Wednesday.
This team will be assisting Dominica with security and distribution of relief supplies, the provision of limited medical care, basic engineering work with light tools and equipment, inclusive of debris removal and construction of improvised shelter, logistics management, conducting damage assessment, and recovery planning.
Mr. Holness says a four-man technical and advisory team led by Colonel Jamie Ogilvie has also been deployed to the Caribbean island. The team will help with restoring the integrity of Dominica's national security system, as well as developing a recovery and rebuilding plan. And Prime Minister Holness made an additional pledge.
The government has also committed to making cash contribution to the Jamaican equivalent of $100,000 each to the redevelopment funds for Antigua and Barbuda and Dominica.
While in Parliament Tuesday, the Prime Minister revealed that the second batch of 250 Jamaica National Service Corps recruits would begin training in November. The first batch received 13 weeks of training and graduated on September 23. The training represents the first of a five-phase one-year program and is the new main intake mechanism for the Jamaica Defence Force. The Jamaica National Service Corps is also a key component of the Housing, Opportunity, Productivity and Employment HOPE program.
We must recognize the linkages that have to be put in place for safety and security, nation building and development. The Jamaica National Service Corps is one such manifestation of the overall strategy of securing Jamaica. This project symbolizes the confidence you have in Jamaica's productivity and capacity.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness welcoming a $30 million investment in the business process outsourcing sector called 58HWT. Once completed in June 2018, the 236,000 square feet facility on Halfway Tree Road in St. Andrew will be the largest technology park in the English-speaking Caribbean. At Thursday's groundbreaking, Mr. Holness thanked developer Stanley Motor for its show of confidence in Jamaica and pledged to support the investment.
We stand in support of a partnership. If the private sector grows, we can do more for the public sector. And when the public sector is more efficient, it does more for the private sector. And then we create a virtuous cycle of partnership.
Last week also saw Prime Minister Holness welcoming the newest institution of higher learning, the Caribbean Maritime University, formerly CMI. The school received its charter on Thursday, and the Prime Minister said his administration would be using the university to make Jamaica the premier logistics hub in the region.
I am confident that the CMU will continue not only to be Jamaica's and the Caribbean leading source of talent and ideas in the areas of logistics and maritime technology, but will also be seen as one of the world's best institutions for maritime training.
Pointing out that 93% of foreign trade was done by sea, Mr. Holness said shipping and logistics was vital to the country's growth and development.
The development of Jamaica as a logistics hub presents, therefore, a variety of opportunities ranging from the location of distribution centers, assembly and light manufacturing facilities for transformational companies, the establishment of centers of excellence in logistics expertise, and in other areas.
Ahead of Thursday's ceremony, Prime Minister Holness met with the CMU's first Chancellor, His Royal Majesty King Droller Bosso Adamte I, king of one of the largest tribes in Ghana. Mr. Holness also met with outgoing Cuban Ambassador Bernardo Guancho Hernandez. The two spoke of strengthening the country's long-standing cooperation in the areas of health and education. And on Thursday, the National Security Council, chaired by the Prime Minister, reviewed the social intervention framework for community development initiatives in the Mount Salem Zone of Special Operations. The framework and initial plan of the Social Intervention Committee was presented to and accepted by the Security Council. During that meeting, the Council was also advised that there had been no reports of abuses by the joint forces of citizens, who are said to be largely supportive of the intervention.
I want to take the opportunity to encourage the homeowners here today to do everything in your power as owners to preserve the value of this property in which you have invested.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is charged to the new residents of the Berkshire Court housing scheme on the Brunswick in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The $906 million NHD development has 44 two-bedroom townhouses with room for expansion. At Friday's handing over ceremony, Prime Minister Holness again affirmed that government would be implementing a gated communities legislation to maintain standards and property value. And that's how we close out Jamaica House Weekly. Do join us again next week for more of the news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.